Hey guys, it's Jade here with another review. So today I'm going to be talking about specifically my Donner Extreme Driver Distortion pedal. So it adds a lot of depth and a lot of different things you can do with it, as well as just being like a straight up kind of distortion. So on my clean channel, I can really show you the scope of the pedal and kind of what I use it for in my studio. Now, it has a lot of different range with its distortion. It can go from lightly to a nice, really thick distortion sound, as well as 3 different modes that work really well to kind of fine tune its sound without having too many buttons and knobs. It's got a nice volume knob that allows you to match or to have it as a booster pedal, I guess, as well as the tone knob, which can go from really just scoop those highs to like really sizzling hot. So very versatile, but a lot of things don't sound that great unless you kind of tweak things a lot. So for instance, I have it set with my clean right here. And then I have it set right now to add a little extra crunch. I have it actually, for my distortion side, add that little extra bite and sizzle to really make it a heavier distortion. But on my clean side, this is just what it sounds like when you just engage it as it is right now. Kind of a nice crunch, a lot of breakup distortion, but you still get that feel of it. It's not too heavily saturated on your leads. You can kind of just play around with the distortion and really make it sing, right? It's great for if you add a delay to it, which I've got right here. Has a just nice grit and nice tone to add that kind of gravelly sound over some of your tracks. Now I've got it set to ultra right now. Let's just see how it says on a normal. Has more bite to it, but less thickness. It's pretty sweet. Let's try adding a little more of the volume through the volume knob. As I'm keeping my tone straight in the middle, just to not flavor the sound. Kind of really drives it a little more. It has that nice crisp sound. It doesn't have a lot of bottom end, doesn't have a lot of warmth on it, but if you want that like really edgy sound, that's kind of going for it. Going now to the tube, you would think it would add a warmer sound, so let's hear how it goes. Yeah, so it adds a little more body, a little more character. Makes it less tight, less kind of modern metal, but it adds a lot more depth on the bottom end, which I kind of like. You can get a little more chugginess of it. Without losing any of that top end. And as you can see, my gain is barely even a quarter way up. So lots more room to grow. But I'm just showing you the different modes that it just does naturally. So going into the third mode, kind of is a blend between the two, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's without even touching the volume. It just adds everything between the two that I liked and kind of just blends in the middle. I don't know why I'd choose the top or the bottom when I can just do this and get best of the both worlds. So once again, I just have it there to kind of add a little bit of extra grit. When I go to my distortion channel, and it just adds that little extra grit over top of my distortion channel that doesn't have a ton. It's not. I'm using a Marshall, JCM 900, and it doesn't have that full saturated distortion that I like. So I add this to add a little extra grit to it. Here's how that sounds. The one thing is, without noise suppression, you got to watch to make sure you mute your strings and everything so you don't get annoying feedback. But obviously, it gets better if you stand further away from the amp, as well as having just a noise gate to stop all the extra sounds. But without it, and with it, so I really like having it just as almost a booster, kind of like my substitution for not having a tube screamer. It just adds that little extra boost and top end, really, without having to do too much extra. To be 100% honest, it's not the greatest distortion sound when it's just on its own. Here's it's clean, and I will turn the distortion all the way up and see how saturated I can get. This is again on the middle knob, which is the best of both. So let's see. It's got a ton of that bite. It's got more hiss and more hizzle, and it's got a lot of noise on it. So it's good, but in a pinch, but there's no body on it, and that's in between. If I go to the bottom one that was just bitey all the way, the normal setting, let's see how that sounds. Almost just kind of a straight hiss sound. There's a lot of just unwanted noise without any body and depth kind of thing. And then if I turn the tone even more up to add more of the top end, let's see how annoying it can get. So once again, it's there for flavor. I like using it just to add things to kind of, it's got a very digital sound otherwise, if not set correctly up. once again, if you tweak things back and you kind of go with your amp and kind of add it as a supplementary, it works really great. Having it as just a little extra gravel, fantastic. Has that depth, has that warmth, but it's not something that I would use to replace like a nice distortion head. But you know, once again, personal choice. But I'm gonna set it to now a nice distortion where I would use it in a recording situation in a pinch. So here I've got it set up, as you can see, with just a little taken off the top. I've got my tone knob taken down a lot now, so it's a little more rounder tone, and I've got it set in the third setting, which is, I find, the best because it adds a nice warmth without losing a ton of that crisp. But here you could go tube, and you could still probably get away with it, but having the middle setting really is kind of where I like it. But yeah, it adds a very tight distortion sound and lets me get very accented with my picking style and my palm muting and everything to make it sound tight without being too just distortion-y sounding. So it's nice because then if you wanted to like add this over top of another amp sound that was way more washed out, you could still get that definition without having to, you know, tweak a whole bunch of cool stuff. You can have this take, if you're reamping, use the pedal and just have that nice bite without having a whole new amp. So yeah, that's it. That's my review of the Donner Extreme Driver pedal. That's kind of what I like using it for. My thoughts. I hope you guys check it out, and it's super affordable and used right, a very great thing to have in your studio, as well as even your live setting. It's a great boost pedal for if you just need that extra, you know, soaring note and you want to just break out and rip into a screaming solo. Hit that button, punch it up, add that little bit of extra grit, and really let those notes sing. So check out all of our other videos, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell to be notified when we upload new videos. We'll be doing a lot more lately now that we have an amazing editor helping me out, and I hope you guys are having a good time, and keep rocking. Bye! Hey guys, it's Jade. Thanks for checking out the video. You can subscribe over here, as well as check out some more of our cool videos. And please, you know, thanks for supporting us. That helps us support local and independent musicians all over the world. This is really cool, and I think you guys are awesome. See you guys later. Bye!